So, UFC Fight Night, men on fiorot versus Erin Blanchfield, which should have been Buckley versus Luque, because Buckley and Luque for 5 rounds would have been fucking awesome, I think, at least. It's happening Saturday, so I'm just going to go through the card, kind of fast, I guess, and just give my picks and predictions on each fighter. Starting off with Angel Pacheco versus Callan Logren, and I mean, it's a tough one for me. I think it's a pretty tough pick for me to make because I watched Angel Pacheco's fight on the Contender Series against Danny Silva, and dude, it was a fucking war. The guy never gave up. He was constantly throwing. He was getting battered and bruised. He was getting hit with harder shots, but he just wouldn't go down. He got dropped once, but after that he just wouldn't go down. He was constantly throwing back, and he kept up with a really high pace. And Callan Logren, he recently lost to, well, not recently. It was like September, so 6 months ago, 7 months ago, lost to Taylor Lapilus by decision. And I was thinking, like, man, why is Pacheco such a big underdog at this point? But after watching Danny Silva's fight with Josh Culibao, I'm like, man, I don't really know if I want to pick Pacheco anymore. So, and just looking at them, Logren is just like physically bigger and much like stronger looking than Pacheco. But from what I have seen from Pacheco versus what I have seen from Logren, Pacheco is a gritty dude. He's willing to go to hell. He is willing to go to the 7th layer of hair and back. Okay, he'll go through the trials and the tribulations to get this win. And I don't know, Callan Logren in his last fight against Lapilus, he was, constantly shooting in. He seems to have decent wrestling. But I don't know. I just feel like, from what I saw, it looked like when he was getting, jabbed at range and couldn't find the mark. It seemed like he just resorted to trying to, survive and not trying to get pieced up and embarrassed. And I don't know. I know it's risky since Pacheco is a plus 300 underdog, but I'm gonna go with Angel Pacheco. I'm honestly gonna go with Angel Pacheco. I'm probably gonna regret that, but it is what it is. And I'm not gonna be surprised if Pacheco loses, but I'm gonna be even less surprised if he does win. Next up, Andreathan Petroskiathan versus Jacobethan Malkunathan. I don't know, it's hard to pick. A part of me wants to just think, since Petrosky's, training with these guys like Pfeiffer and Brady and these really good grapplers, that he's made improvements. But then again, it's like, dude, you lost to Gerald Mearshart. I completely thought he lost to Gerald Mearshart. People say they gave him the first round, but it's like he wasn't landing anything the first round. He was swinging big hooks that Mearshart was avoiding, and Mearshart was, landing on him. I don't know what the judges saw Mearshart land, but I didn't think Mearshart won that fight. I mean, I didn't think Petrosky won that fight. And Jacob Malkoun, he looks really good. Good grappling. He's got good hands. I don't know. I just don't know if I can trust Petrosky for, almost losing to Mearshart. So I think I'm going to go with Jacob Malkoun. Probably, maybe TKO. Unanimous decision. I could see him getting it done. Petrosky could get it done, but I can't trust you for almost losing to Gerald Mearshart. If you were riding a 4-fight win streak and you almost lost to Gerald Mearshart. Embarrassing. Victoria Dudikova versus Melissa Grotto. Gatto. Uh, I mean, I've watched them fight. The only fight I've really seen of Victoria Dudikova was like when she like threw that girl and snapped her arm, and I was like, oh, okay, that's it. Uh, I'll pick the favorite. I don't really care about this fight. Let's be honest. Ibo Alson versus Anton Turkalj. I want, dude. It like makes me so mad that Ibo Alson is on like a 4-fight knockout streak and has somehow lost to Anton Turkalj, who is like on a 3-fight KO loss streak. I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's just look really quick. Isn't he on a 3-fight KO loss streak? Oh no, one unanimous decision to Vitor Petrino. But the other two, oh no, he got subbed by Almeida. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Ibo Alson. It looks like when the pressure's on Turkalj and he gets put up against that fence, he kind of folds. So I'm just gonna go with Ibo Alson. He's riding a good streak. He has that confidence with him. He's probably gonna start out strong, and I think he's gonna land that shot. Dennis Bazooka versus Connor Matthews. I don't know. Wait, let me see. Dude, Woodson and Emmers are like, those aren't bad losses. Those really aren't bad losses. I'm gonna go with Dennis Bazooka. I think, he's kind of just fought better people, like Sean Woodson and like Jamal Emmers. Then again, he lost to both of them, and he got smoked by Emmers in one round. Speaking of Jamal Emmers, here he is. Connor Matthews. For some reason, the UFC never wants to bring any single fighter that's not from the U.S. to fight these guys on short notice or to just bring in. Like George Hardwick. Where the fuck is George Hardwick? Get this guy in here. But they're never going to bring him in here because they're racist towards British people. I don't know if that's racist, but what is it? Countryist? No. I can't. It's not nationalist. It might be. I don't know. There's something ism towards literally anywhere else besides America because they always bring in American fighters. But yeah, I'm going to go with Dennis Bazooka. Simple as that. Herbert Burns versus Julio Arce. Herbert Burns is just like soy. Imagine Gilbert Burns, but shit. That's Herbert Burns. Yeah, still no chin, except take away the cardio, the strength, and the grit. And that's Herbert Burns. And Julio Arce is probably going to smoke him. Lupi Godinez and Verna Jandiroba. We are 9 minutes in. Lupi Godinez. I got Lupi Godinez. I'm going to pick Lupi Godinez. I think I've seen more from her. I don't like Verna Jandiroba. She's fucking boring. I watched her. Dude, I fucking hate her. I fucking hate her. She's so fucking boring to watch. But like Lupi Godinez is like at least like mildly entertaining. Also, I've seen Lupi fucking ragdoll motherfuckers. And I don't care what you say, she clearly beat Tabitha Ritchie, in my opinion at least. I don't know what judge had it 30-27 Ritchie. They need to be tested to see if they're on drugs. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Lupi Godinez because fuck Verna Jandiroba. Who's up next? Jamal Emmers versus Nate Landwehr. I'm gonna go with Jamal Emmers. Nate Landwehr, we've seen him. We've seen him get hit with those big shots. Julian Erosa was able to get him and knock him out. Dan Ige was able to drop him and sit his ass down. Jamal Emmers is longer, really underrated. He's really fast. He has good hands. He should have beat Jack Jenkins. I'll say this right now. He should have beat Jack Jenkins. I thought he won that fight. He has a win over Hussein Ashkabov, who was 23-0 at the time. Yeah, maybe Ashkabov ain't all that, but it's still hard to go 23-0, even when you're fighting cans and fucking nobodies and getting arrested in Thailand. But I'm just saying, Jamal Emmers, I don't see Landwehr taking him down, and I think Emmers is just gonna. I think he's gonna piece him up, and I think he's gonna find that shot, and I think he's gonna knock Landwehr out. Oh, there we go. Now we're on to the fights that I could probably predict more. Seriously, I really didn't prepare for this. I didn't. I just kind of just got on here. It's like, do I watch the fights or no? And I was like, no. Chidi and Njokuani versus Reese McKee. Now this could end up being a middleweight fights a welterweight and realizes that middleweights are shit and welterweights are just better, or it proves Reese McKee is just shit and he goes 0-2 his second time in the UFC and will be 0-4. I'm gonna go with Chidi and Njokuani. I mean, Reese McKee was getting pieced the fuck up by Ange Lusa. Almost got finished on the feet by Lusa, but somehow towards the end, almost managed to finish Lusa. So I will take that into account, but I think he just got pieced the fuck up by Lusa. Let's be fair. And in Njokuani, against this fight against Mikhail Olajaychik, he was rocking Mikhail. He was landing good shots. He was kind of Olajaychik. I could see his belly jiggling. The same belly that Michel Pereira kicked into oblivion. I could see that belly jiggling when Njokuani hit him, and he was landing good shots. And I think if he lands those same shots on Reese McKee, I think he puts him out because Reese McKee just doesn't move his head. I just don't think Reese McKee is as good. He's also I don't know if it's just that he's slow, but for some reason, whenever he fought Ange Lusa, he just looked slow. His hand speed looked oddly slow, and I don't know what the deal with that is, but if his hand speed looks like that against Njokuani, he's probably getting knocked out, I'd reckon. Kyle Nelson versus Bill Algeo. Now, I like Kyle Nelson. I like seeing a man on the brink of losing his job get the comeback of the century. He beats 8-0 Blake Builder, and then he beats the up-and-coming Fernando Padilla, who is built the exact same way as Bill Algeo. But Bill Algeo's slick. And when I asked my mom, who do you think would win, Senor Perfecto versus the Monster, she said the Monster because Senor Perfecto sounds like he's cocky. Then again, my mom doesn't fucking know either of these guys and has not watched either of them fight. However, the way Kyle Nelson was able to outbox and outpoint Fernando Padilla, who we just saw smoke Luis Pajuelo, I wouldn't mind picking him. But I think Algeo is just a lot better than Kyle Nelson. So, I'm going to pick Kyle Nelson. I don't think he finishes. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Kyle Nelson. I'm going to pick Bill Algeo. I don't think he finishes Kyle Nelson. He has a good win over, Alexander Hernandez, who maybe people don't think is that great, but, yeah, Alexander Hernandez kind of got shown levels and eventually fell out of the rankings, but he's not some, bum. He's not a complete and utter bum. So, I'll go with Bill Algeo. Nursultan Ruziboev versus Cedricus Damas. I'm going with Ruziboev. He's actually just better. He's just better. Cedricus Dumas is taking Abu Azaitar and Cody Brundage to decision. and Nursultan Ruzaboev is on short notice absolutely sleeping Bruno Ferreira with one punch. Fucking put him on his ass with one punch, and then 3 ground and pound shots later, he's out cold. Nursultan Ruzaboev is gonna KO Cedric Dumas. Simple as. 11.69 takedown average. 100% takedown accuracy. I don't know where that came from, but, it is what it is. I don't even want to talk about this one. Bruno Silva's going to knock him out, dude. Weidman's old. Weidman, you're old. Your leg is fucking destroyed. It's done for. Please stop. Stop. Don't do it, dude. Please just don't fucking do it. That's it. It's just Bruno Silva's going to knock him out if he just doesn't pull out. Please pull out. Joaquin Buckley versus Vicente Luque. A lot of people think this is a clean Vicente Luque win. And they think, why the fuck is Buckley even fighting him? Dude, I don't mind Buckley as the underdog here. Actually, he's not even an underdog anymore. Fuck. This is dead even odds. I don't know what. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be this close. I expected the odds to be like minus 500 Luque plus 350 Buckley. But dude, I think Buckley can get it done. He moves his head a lot, and, I think if he just doesn't start leaping into the combinations and starting his combinations with the just ripping to the body and like big hooks that Luque could like easily counter. I think Buckley could get it done by decision. I don't see him KOing Luque. That'd be crazy if he did KO Luque. That would put him on the same level as Jeff Neal, and it would probably immediately put Buckley into the top 10. But dude, I think Buckley can get it done. I trust in Buckley. Fucking big, strong, explosive dude, fast. I think if he fights this fight, like he fought the 3rd round against Alex Morono, I think he beats Luque. I think he does. Simple as. The main event. Erin Blanchfield versus Manon Fiorot. Hey guys, are we excited for this one? All jokes aside, I actually don't mind this as a main event. If you're gonna make this a main event, give it a fucking better undercard, please. Not terrible, but Julio Arce and Herbert Burns. Fuck off. The main card isn't terrible, but it's kind of saved when you add Weidman Silva and then Luque Buckley. That kind of saves it, if we're being fair. And the only reason they got the main event is because this was going to be Sean Brady versus Vicente Luque. Because Brady's, he's from New Jersey. He trains with Joe Pyfer and Petrosky. They all sound like the exact same. Salty as all hell. Always angry about something. I haven't even talked about the main event. I just kind of don't wanna. But I'll go with Manon Fiorot. I think she's longer. I think she's probably a better striker. Was able to go, toe to toe with Namajunas, and yeah, she took her to a decision. Well, Namajunas had a broken pinky, but I honestly think if you have a broken pinky, then is it really that bad? Like, it wasn't like her entire hand was broken like Brandon Moreno, or like her entire forearm was broken like Dan Hooker. She broke her pinky. I don't even think she broke it. I think she dislocated her pinky. Which, my honest opinion is, like, boo-hoo. Punch her. Fucking punch her in the face. So, I still think it's a good win from Manon Fiorot. But, yeah, I don't know. Blanchfield could sub her. Fiorot could probably KO her. It's 5 rounds of women's main events. Who really cares? You want to know who wins? Both of them, because they get paid, and we have to sit through and watch this. I'm playing. Uh, I mean, I don't hate it, but I still would have preferred Buckley versus Luque as the main event, if we're being fair. But yeah, I'll pick Manon Fiorot, and that's about it. I just really didn't want to do this, but I felt like I had to. See ya.